Hello and welcome back to another episode. Today I have the beginnings of a tale for you that I suspect the end hasn't quite yet materialized. We have a tantalizing query that I think we're on the verge of answering. But all of this began when I finally got around to constructing the Newbury High school bus from the Lego Hidden Side collection. This is an excellent Lego set. I received it back in December, you may recall. Someone sent me a package and asked me to open it on camera, and I was very excited. It came in a state of somewhat disassembly, which I helped on its way. Oh wow, there's a thing that... Yeah, I didn't realise that the carriage inside was meant to come out, and I dropped it on the floor. But anyway, that was all fine, because I went on to disassemble it fully and knoll it on the coffee table and then construct it step by step using the instructions. And interestingly, some of the pieces were missing actually from this set. There was a couple of projectiles, and actually the triggers for the guns on the front were missing. There was a flat Lego sort of donut shape missing from this radar array up here, and most notably the exhausts. These huge booster exhausts weren't in the set, and I don't think that's necessarily on purpose. I think that whoever sent me this set, and I still don't know who it was, thank you very much, reconstructed it from pieces scattered throughout their collection and used the index in the instructions to put this back together as best as they could before they sent it my way. And actually I managed to replace these pieces using the Brick Owl service. It's a wonderful website where people sell bricks individually, by the penny. So for just over £5, I was managed to get hold of the pieces for the boosters and the other bits that were missing, and now I have a complete bus set. And it was in that context, having completed this thing, admiring it, and also it comes with a Portaloo monster that has like a brown disc in it that's kind of held in suspension, and you push it and it shoots out of the monster's mouth, I suppose. A brown disc shooting out of a Portaloo. We can only speculate what that might be. But anyway, it's a wonderful set, and I very, very much enjoy putting it together, and I also continue to enjoy it to this day, just playing with it. But it was in that context of having completed it and putting this on the coffee table and just admiring it for a couple of days that I started to toy around with other things that I had in my vicinity, and that is when I shined a black light on this bus. Now, I'd been playing with the black light for a while. It's really useful for example, seeing where the dog has peed or not peed. It's also just good for just to shine the black light at your teeth and things, and it's fun. It's a fun little thing to have. And while it's not UV light, it does up that end of the spectrum. It sort of shows you things that are on the verge of being outside of our visible light spectrum. And in this case, when I shone this light on the bus, it showed me that what I was seeing is not necessarily truth, but rather it is a version of truth. See, the black light reveals that the yellow pieces on the bus, pieces that appear to be exactly the same in normal visible light, actually are vastly different under black light. Some of them fluoresce brighter, a bright sort of yellow. Others appear to be brown, and interestingly that brown matches the stickers when you shine on for example on the wheel arch of the bus at the back. The brown there, that again to the naked eye appears yellow, was an intriguing development. Now, some pieces in this set absolutely are designed to fluoresce. For example, in the lab in the back of the bus, there is a microscope where someone's examining a blob of green slime, and there's a ghost with green hair, and when you shine the UV light on that, it actually fluoresces. It gives off light. It doesn't just reflect. I think it's actually interacting with the light in some way. I've had conversations about this with my father-in-law, who's a physicist, and also our friend Ruth, who's a physicist as well, and they were finding it very interesting. There's another piece as well on the top. There's a pink piece that also fluoresces actually. But this difference between the yellows, neighbours on the bus that appear to the naked eye to be exactly the same, is the thing that's really caught our eye. Pun intended. And the question was, is this a thing about the different bricks having different plastic qualities, different batches of the same piece, slightly is it physical difference, chemical difference? Is it the color difference, like the dye is slightly different from one batch to another? And initially I thought, well, maybe it's because this bus was possibly reconstructed. The pieces were brought together possibly from someone's broader Lego collection. So I went and got another Lego model that's very yellow in our collection, namely WALL-E, or WALL-E, the Disney Pixar little robot, who's very yellow, obviously. And interestingly, when you shine the black light on WALL-E, similar things occur. All of those yellow Lego pieces came in the same set. They were presumably bagged at the same time from very similar batches. And yet some have gone brown or are brown. Maybe they always were brown under black light. Others remain yellow. And these aren't different pieces either. They can be twins. For example, there's two traffic cones in this set that when you subject it to black light appear to be very different, even though again to the naked eye they are the same. Now this quandary, this curiosity is one that I'm hoping to solve in particular with the help of some physicist friends. So for example, Ruth is going to get her hands on a diffraction thingy, she said. Something that will help us look at the light that's being emitted from these bricks when they're subject to black light and understand what is coming back at us. Because the thing is, this question of what are you seeing and what is true, well actually really everything you see is a mediated version of what's actually there. You know, the brick isn't actually yellow, it's just reflecting more yellow light or more of the yellow part of the spectrum back at you to see. But then actually your vision takes what it's seeing, conglomerates and is that the right word? Reconstitutes that information upside down at the back of your eyeball, flips it around in the process, as it comes back to your brain, and by then you're not necessarily experiencing truth. You're experiencing an interpretation of the thing that the light is shining on. It throws up all sorts of sort of matrix kind of questions of what is real, what is reality, but nonetheless. There is consensus on the fact that these bricks look different under black light. And so we can hopefully come to some conclusions as to what's going on with these bricks. If we can't, we may try and get in touch with Lego and see what's going on there. And maybe they have some, maybe they already know, maybe they absolutely have answers for us. But for now, we'd like to try and figure it out ourselves. And also, what do you think? Comment below, let us know. Is it the dye in the brick for different batches? Is it something about the plastic that's being used for different batches? The actual mixture of the recipe, perhaps? Is it aging? Is it that some bricks are aging differently to others? Because certainly we know that Lego fades over time in daylight. And actually it's interesting, the fluorescent pieces, while they fluoresce under black light, they will subtly fluoresce in daylight as well. The slime is meant to look a little bit glowy in daylight because it's fluorescing under the higher element, the close to UV part of the bandwidth of light that we can see. So we know that Lego reacts to light sometimes intentionally, but certainly over time that the colours can fade. So is that what we're seeing? Is it that perhaps presumably the brown is not reflecting the black light. The yellow is reflecting a lot of the black light. Maybe the brown is older. Maybe it's just soaked up more of the UV, or the UV end of the spectrum that we can see. It's a possibility, but we haven't got a definitive answer yet. So I am intrigued. And there we have it. As I say, it's the beginning of a story, the beginning of a question, and maybe we'll have the answer for you soon. I'm going to remind Ruth today, actually, get a diffraction thingy. And maybe next week, fingers crossed, possibly the week after that, we'll have some sort of conclusions for you. But what do you think? What do you think is going on when we're shining the black light onto, particularly the yellow bricks in these Lego sets? Because that's where the starkest difference appears to be. Maybe it's something about yellow and the light coming out of a black light LED. Queries. Curiouser and curiouser. Thank you guys for watching. Let's continue this discussion, this scientific inquiry below, because it definitely caught my attention, and it wouldn't have done had someone not sent me this bus to put together in the first place. So thank you once again to that wonderful, mysterious person who asked me to open this on camera. Right, I got a sniffy nose, as you can probably tell. I'm 99% of the way back to feeling normal again. Got a slight temperature still, but I'm feeling better. So I'm almost fully recovered from my cold. Anyway, until next time, do take care. Bye bye.